Hi everyone, welcome back for another lesson with the wonderful A Course in Miracles and myself, Janet Melody. We're working on lesson 154 today, so get ready, here we go again. As always, links are under this video for today's lesson and for information about this course. So we will get started. So our statement of the day is, I am among the ministers of God. I am among the ministers of God. Let us today be neither arrogant nor falsely humble. We have gone beyond such foolishness. We cannot judge ourselves, nor need we do so. These are but attempts to hold decision off and to delay commitment to our function. It is not our part to judge our worth, nor can we know what role is best for us. What we can do within a larger plan we cannot see in its entirety. Our part is cast in heaven, not in hell, and what we think is weakness can be strength. What we believe to be our strength is often arrogance. Yeah, our strength is love. It is not the appearance of being overpowering or like, I am better than you. That is that arrogance. Whatever your appointed role may be, it was selected by the voice for God, whose function is to speak for you as well, seeing your strengths exactly as they are and equally aware of where they can be best applied for what, to whom, and when. He chooses and accepts your part for you. He does not work without your own consent, but he is not deceived in what you are and listens only to his voice in you. So yes, that voice in us is a director if we listen to it, to lead us in this beautiful, loving way. It's always there, it's inside of us, and that is our inner guidance, It knows better than we in this mind know. It is through his ability to hear one voice, which is his own, that you become aware at last there is one voice in you, and that one voice appoints your function and relays it to you, giving you the strength to understand it, to what it entails, and to succeed in everything you do that is related to it. God has joined his daughter or son in this, and thus his daughter becomes his messenger of unity with him. It is this joining through the voice for God of Father and of Daughter that sets apart salvation from the world. It is this voice which speaks of laws the world does not obey, which promises salvation from all sin, with guilt abolished in the mind that God created, sinless. Now this mind becomes aware again of who created it and of his lasting union with itself. So is itself the one reality in which its will and that of God are joined. So that is basically getting us again to that awareness to know who we are, what our truth is, that all of the sins we feel are not true, to letting go of that. And so in this first section, again, we are remembering who we truly are by recognizing who we are. A messenger is not the one who writes the message he delivers, nor does he question the right of him who does, nor ask why he has chosen those who will receive the message that he brings. It is enough that he accept it, give it to the ones for whom it is intended, and fulfill his role in its delivery. If he determines what the messages should be, or what their purpose is, or where they should be carried, he is failing to perform his proper part as bringer of the word. So within our recognition of knowing who we are, we then listen to the guidance inside, knowing the truth that we are love, and then the guidance will then extend to others. And we listen to that in how to respond, what to say, and how to move towards that person, either, just offering them love in whatever way comes to the holy mind, not the ego mind. This is our trial and error. It's taking the physical action now within our day to try and extend what is love, and use the practices to go about your day in a way where you're getting more in tune with the heart-centered way of living, not the mind-centered way of living. So see what your heart is asking you to do rather than your mind. There is one major difference in the role of heaven's messengers, which sets them off from those the world appoints. The messages that they deliver are intended first for them, and it is only as they can accept them for themselves that they become able to bring them further and to give them everywhere that they were meant to be. Like earthly messengers, they did not write the messages they bear, but they become their first receivers in the truest sense, receiving to prepare themselves to give. So we are receiving that love. Once we join, become at one with the Creator, we then know who we are and then we give. So we receive the love from Creator and then we extend the love. That's what we're doing today. An earthly messenger fulfills his role by giving all his messages away. The messages of God perform their part by their acceptance of his messages as for themselves and show they understand the messages by giving them away. They choose no roles that are not given them by his authority, and so they gain by every message that they give away. Remember, giving is receiving, so as you give, you will receive. And it's acknowledging that how you give in such a loving way comes back to you in such a loving way too. And you don't know how that's going to come about. You just feel it. Feel into the heart. Feel into that part that really is the life force, the energy, the transmitter, the guide is all in here. Would you receive the messages of God? For thus do you become his messenger. You are appointed now, and yet you wait to give the messages you have received, and so you do not know that they are yours and do not recognize them. No one can receive and understand he has received until he gives, for in the giving is his own acceptance of what he received. So yes, we're starting off, we're connecting as a one being, we're giving, and then we're waiting for that recognition. It's like it's understanding then that how we have given from the heart is coming back to us, and it's that awareness of the receipt back, almost the receiving back of something. Once you recognize that, you see how this beautiful cycle works. You who now the messenger of God receive his messages, for that is part of your appointed role. God has not failed to offer what you need, nor has it been left unaccepted. Yet another part of your appointed task is yet to be accomplished. He who has received for you the messages of God would have them be received by you as well, for thus do you identify with him and claim your own. It is this joining that we undertake to recognize today. We will not seek to keep our minds apart from him who speaks for us, for it is but our voice we hear as we attend him. He alone can speak to us and for us, joining in one voice the getting and the giving of God's word, the giving and receiving of his will. We practice giving him what he would have, that we may recognize his gifts to us. He needs our voice, that he may speak through us. He needs our hands to hold his messages and carry them to those who he appoints. He needs our feet to bring us where he wills, and that those who wait in misery may be at last delivered. And he needs our will, united with his own, that we may be the true receivers of the gifts he gives. So he needs our being, our body to extend, our hands, our feet to move, and our will to do this today. That is the real core of it, the willingness to extend love in everything you do today. So this is a real physical practice in what we're asked to do. So accept the message, receive it, become it. Once you embody it, you give. Then you wait for that receiving to come. Not in a sort of, right, I've given it to you, I'm going to wait for it to come back. But in a way that could be mysterious. It could come through something else. It could just come from you having that feeling of peace inside. So it's like acknowledging that while you're doing this, you're feeling better, aren't you? So you're receiving just by that receiving it back into your heart. Let us but learn this lesson for today. We will not recognize what we receive until we give it. You have heard this said 100 ways, 100 times, and yet belief is lacking still. That's true, we've heard it so many times, and yet we are still sort of following the ego mind. That's still going on. So this is now a much more practical practice. But this is sure. Until belief is given it, you will receive 1,000 miracles and then receive 1,000 more, but will not know that God himself has left no gift beyond what you already have, nor has denied the tiniest of blessings to his daughter or son. What can this mean to you until you have identified with him and with his own? So yes, see, that is the messenger. We're getting miracles all the time. When we are giving love, we're getting miracles, and we're not seeing them. So today is really about, starting to see the truth of when you give from an open heart, you receive it back. You feel it energetically. It really is much more not about mind, which is all about words and thoughts, and it's much more about an energy, an energy of just being present for someone. You don't have to say anything to anybody sometimes to give love. You can just stand there and feel that love towards them, and they'll feel it. If you look at somebody with that compassion in you, you feel it within yourself, and you offer that to somebody else, they will feel it regardless of whether you say anything. You sort of emanate that beautiful energy. So our lesson for today is stated thus: I am among the ministers of God, and I am grateful that I have the means by which to recognize that I am free. So that is during our practice again. We could either do 5 minutes, 10, 15, or 30 minutes in the morning and then in the evening. So to start with this, I am among the ministers, or you could say messengers of God, and I am grateful that I have the means by which to recognize that I am free. The world recedes as we light up our minds and realize these holy words are true. They are the message sent to us today from our Creator. Now we demonstrate how they have changed our minds about ourselves and what our function is. For as we prove that we accept no will, we do not share, our many gifts from our Creator will spring to our sight and leap into our hands, and we will recognize when we will recognize what we received. So that is the practice today. It's really embodying it. So the first practice is to realize that's what you are. You're a messenger of God. You are love inside. You're a messenger of love, really, you could say. So you embody the love. That's what you're doing in the practice. You're really starting to ramp that understanding up. And then as we go about the hour on the hour, it's reminding ourselves of the lesson as always, and then going about and extending that in our day, whether it be on the phone, whether it be just talking to somebody, whether it just be standing and looking at the glory of life, whatever it is, stay operating from the heart today. That's the key. And then acknowledge in doing that you're receiving. Be open to the receiving of what you're going to get when you are standing in that true essence of who you are. That's our practice today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you see lots of miracles happening in your day to day. Take care. I will see you all again soon. Bye.